Alright, good afternoon everyone. This video is going to be something a little unusual for the channel. Let's call it an impromptu discussion of technology in politics. Specifically, the Iowa Caucus app. Let's just dive right in. Oh wait, I forgot I shaved my head. So hopefully you weren't following the caucuses in Iowa too closely last night, because if you were, then you got very little sleep and found out nothing of substance. The Iowa Democratic Party reported inconsistencies and has delayed the results pending an accuracy and quality test. The main culprit is a new app that acts as a supplement for precinct chairs to submit the results of their location, the alternative being calling over the phone. Now, according to DesMoinesRegister.com, results taking a little while isn't that unusual. In 2016, we saw Hillary Clinton win by a very narrow margin by about 2:30 a.m., and Mitt Romney was declared the winner in 2012 by around 1:30 a.m. Although, 2 weeks later, a recount determined that Rick Santorum had actually won. And unfortunately, press coverage from morning after news cycles does make a notable impact on candidates' momentum going into other states. But that's none of my business. The point is, we are well into the afternoon, the day following the caucuses, and we still haven't received any results. So I'm here to talk about the app that's largely to blame. At first glance, this whole fiasco may seem like a great argument against using apps in the democratic process, which doesn't bode well for a YouTube channel whose entire message is that of advancing social and economic justice through technology, mainly an app. But fear not, the app being used for these tallies is the antithesis of the one I'm proposing. Namely, in the two major tenets discussed in my Rules for Rulers reaction video, transparency and decentralization. Per the Wall Street Journal, the app in question was built by a small Washington, D.C. based company called Shadow Inc., the tech arm connected to a nonprofit progressive digital strategy firm called ACRONYM. The Iowa Democratic Party paid the company $63,183.91 in professional fees in November and December, according to a campaign finance report filed by the party in January. According to Shadow's website, we are campaign and technology veterans who have built and implemented technology at Hillary for America, Obama for America, Google, Kiva, Apple, the AFL-CIO, and the DNC. Our passion is to create a permanent advantage for progressive campaigns and caucuses through technology. The Wall Street Journal reported that the IDP chose to not publicly disclose the app maker and did not take up the Department of Homeland Security's offer to security test the app. It's been discussed that the secretive nature of the app was for security reasons, because giving everyone info on the app could have made it an easier target for hackers, hypothetically. So this shady app was created by a company in 2 months, and users were barely given the weekend to play around with it before the big day. That's no good. Well, what would you do different? Who, me? I'm glad you asked. If I had $63,183.91 to make an app, here's how I would make sure it was not susceptible to the many shortcomings seen in Iowa, and many others that people associate with digital services. 1. Start small. First thing I would do is develop a very basic front and back end that does a very small scale version of my ultimate goals. I would target my app to charities and charity contributors, as well as small local communities such as neighborhood HOAs. They would use the app to get a feel for users' overall thoughts on budget, spending, income reports, and top-level decision-making. This would require some correcting after launch, which the Iowa app seems to have not considered. 2. Establish security and trust. Second thing I would do is decentralize the source code. This may seem like a dumb idea to put into a category called security, but hear me out. I've made this case in other videos, but we'll touch on it again here. There are already many examples of open source software that are safe and effective. What the decentralized paradigm does is get rid of the potential for nefarious agents to put in unremovable and invisible backdoors, as YouTube user RoboProgs mentions. The article linked is by Ken Thompson, and in the title itself, it mentions the need for trust of the people who write your software. So, open source not only gives you the ability to view the source code yourself, but also see what changes have been made and by whom, leading to a more honest and productive workflow. As far as security, the issue in Iowa was reportedly not a hacker incident at all, but simply an untested app that users didn't understand or didn't trust to send their information correctly. 3. Sociological emphasis. Trust, as I'm discussing it, is sociological and can be established by simply being secure, but transparency increases that trust exponentially. One issue with keeping the app a secret is that a void of information is created, where people can just casually drop all kinds of rumors. Last night there was a lot of "this app was created by Robbie Mook" conspiracies. I'm not even sure what that means. Additionally, the app would have to be organized in such a way where users are pleased with, or maybe don't even notice, the interface, are able to experience success, and receive feedback from the app that everything's working correctly. Many of the complaints from Iowa were along the lines of, they sent the information but they didn't receive any form of confirmation, so they would have to call back in, wait on hold for a few hours in order to confirm. Sad face. 4. Scaling up. I would imagine that creating a community referendum host would require more than just count the people and add the numbers. There would have to be the potential for learning as far as the behaviors and attitudes of users, as well as amalgamating tons of data points into budgets and policies that make the most users the most happy. Only after getting through the previous steps will we actually introduce a better, fully vetted democracy app to be used as a tool in small local elections, perhaps simply voting for board of directors in a big company at first, but potentially state and federal government events in the future. This would give the power back to the people in regards to individually addressing issues that matter to them, instead of voting for a candidate and electing leaders who only share a few of your issues and just hoping for the best on the other issues that you find important. So that's all regarding the Iowa app. Please check out my other videos and leave a comment if you have some input. Hopefully we'll get those results soon and be able to actually see what's going on. But until then, if you happen to know of a way to raise $63,183.91, please reach out to me. Funding is my main impediment at this point. I tried shaving my head for attention, but attention doesn't cover development costs. Anyway, thanks for watching.